Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Artun and you're watching Artnwheels. Greetings from Turkey, from Istanbul, from the Belgrade forest. This is actually one of my favorite locations in Istanbul. I must have mentioned it before. It's kind of a location where you're actually able to feel kind of lost, but you're still surrounded by the city. It gives you that nice off-road vibes and the trees and the forest, and I mean the feeling of getting away from everything. I know it's been a while since I posted a video, and today I will be talking about a small modification that I've done on my Hero Xpulse 200, hence the Grasshopper. And I will be talking to you guys today about the positives and the negatives of changing your front sprocket from 13 teeth to the 14 teeth version. Now, let me just begin with explaining why I did this and if I'm happy with it. I've changed from the 13 to the 14 because I want to have less RPM when I'm traveling more than 100 kilometers per hour when I'm riding on the highway. This is the reason that I've changed my front sprocket from 13 to 14. In the default Xpulse 200, you know that it comes with a 13 teeth sprocket, and even if it performs quite well on the off-road terrain, it lacks power. It makes you feel that it's overusing its power when you're doing 100 kilometers per hour on a highway, so I just wanted to change it and see how it performs. As I expected, it rides a lot more comfortable on a highway with less vibrations when I'm doing 100 kilometers per hour on the 5th gear. And also I was expecting less performance when I was doing off-road, because now I actually have less torque compared to what I had before with the 13 teeth. Okay, with the 13 teeth you do have more torque when you're on the first and the second and the third gear while you're doing off-road, and that's necessary. But again, with the 14 teeth, now I'm actually able to use the first gear a lot more than I used to, because with the 13 you get that feeling that you have to change to the second gear because you don't have any more power on the first gear, and then you feel that lack of power, you feel that lack of torque on the second gear, and you're like stuck in between. You don't know if you're supposed to stay on the first or if you have to jump onto the second gear. Now with this modification it kills that feeling, because I can do a lot more with the first gear because it opens that window of the first and the second gear. In general, having 14 teeth front sprocket on your Xpulse widens the window that you have in between each gear. So that means you can do more on the first gear and you can do more on the second gear. Okay, I'm still not able to jump to the second gear and have more torque because what I've done achieves the contrary of that. But what it gains me is more speed on the first gear. So instead of changing to the second gear, now I can stay on the first gear, get over my obstacle, and then if I can just move on to the second gear. That works the same way if you need to jump from the second to the third gear, and that's kind of like sometimes a pain with the original sprocket. But with this one, you're able to stay on the second gear a lot more than you were able to. Now this is actually not like a negative thing, but it's just a thing that you have to work your way around. You have to change your way of thinking about your gears and when to shift them. If you can adapt to the new system, you will be just fine riding off-road, and also when you're on a highway you're just going to be fine as well, since you will have a lot less vibration. Now if you ask me, having a 14 teeth front sprocket is kind of like a must for my case. For my way of usage of the Xpulse 200, it was meant to be like this the whole time, because I also have to ride highways and get to my location like this one, and also what I want is that first gear power that you never lack. Okay, so the changing of the gears, you have to be slower and you have to be gentler because you don't have that fast torque that you had before. You just have to keep it cool, be chill, and wait for the engine so that it picks up the torque and delivers it to you. So you cannot rush your way around this. You just have to be a lot more gentle if you want your engine to give you that power. That's the only difference. Instead of getting torque, you do have, I mean, you're not getting more high speed, you're not getting more like maximum speed, you're not getting more horsepower, because those are the things that are stable with this bike. It's like 18 something horsepower with 200cc engine. You cannot do much about it. unless you're getting that big bore kit. But changing the sprocket and arranging the way that you use that power is something that you can do. And for my case, this was actually a modification that had to be done, and I'm quite happy about it. So if you're stuck in between of having a more reliable bike when you're riding highways, and if you don't want to feel as much vibrations that you used to feel with the top speed, then you can just switch to the 14 teeth front sprocket. That's all from my experience. And again, this is only for the BS4 version of the Xpulse. I don't have the 4 valve version, so I mean it should be more or less the same. Maybe, yeah, it shouldn't be that much of a difference, because it's a few horsepower. I think it's a horsepower more. It's like another horse. I mean, a horse can make a difference, right? Horse. Anyways, it was good to see you all again, and I'm planning to have more videos on this channel in the upcoming months. Since the riding season has started here in Turkey after a hot summer, I'm expecting doing a lot more rides this winter. And just let me know if you have any questions, if you have any ideas, if you just let me know. And also make sure that you follow my Instagram account for my photos. And yeah, that's it. Stay tuned, stay safe, and ride safe. Peace.